Hey everyone, I'll be 45. Well, I did something today. You all don't know this, but I bought like 5 handguns since October of last year, and I was finally able to go fire them here about a week ago. A week ago today, actually. But it was a real quick trip. I went on my lunch hour. There's a guy I work with that has a membership at the local gun range, and we went up on our lunch hour to shoot a little bit. And I took all the guns with me that I had not fired. That being a Ruger LCP, a kel-tec PF9, my Glock 20, my Ruger SR9 Compact, and my Ruger SP101 357 Magnum. So we go up to shoot. Don't have a lot of time, as you can imagine, so I don't get a lot of trigger time on any one of the guns. And I know that training is an issue. You have to practice, you have to get used to certain things. I realize that. But on that LCP, the trigger pull on the LCP and the kel-tec, as anyone that's ever fired them knows, and a lot of them small guns are like this, they have a very, very long trigger pull. Didn't like that too much. I know I could train and get used to it, but I still didn't. I didn't like it. I don't know that I want to train to get used to such a dramatic difference from like a Glock or my Ruger SR9. They do not have real long trigger pulls. One of the biggest things that I had a problem with was on the LCP, the sights. And yes, I know. I mean, I held that gun and fondled it and everything before I even shot it, and I know that the sights are practically non-existent. And I didn't think it'd be that big of a deal until I went out and started shooting it. And yes, I know that is not a long-range target gun. I know. But if I'm pulled up on a black or a real dark target, I can't even distinguish the front sight because of how small it is. I have some color blindness, and it was just a stinking bitch for me to be able to aim with the sights, that LCP. If the silhouette would have been, yellow or something, it would have been fine. But on black, these silhouettes were black. Man, it's almost impossible for me to see them sights. And I have to tell you, it was very discouraging. And I told myself that you need to go out and practice with it some more, and get used to it. Well, like I say, that's been a week ago. This is going to be kind of a ramble. Sorry about that. This might end up being a two-parter, my first one, I don't know. But I've been thinking about it for like the last week, thinking about, man, I wish that thing had better sights. I've been thinking about, squirting it with some high-vis paint, doing some different things to get them sights brightened up. Well, I started thinking about other 380s. Whenever I first started looking for a little 380, back in probably February of this year, I looked at the Sig P238, and I freaking loved it. The way it feels in my hand, it has really good 3-dot sights, but the stinking thing was $600. And I was like, man, I can get 2 handguns for $600. So I opted to get 2 handguns for $600 versus getting 1 Sig for $600. Well, I had an appointment this morning. I got out of my appointment, and I was like, you know what, I want to go by the gun store. I haven't been by there in a while. And I want to take a look at the Car P380, and I want to take a look at a Sig P238, if they have them. So I go into the gun store and tell them I'd like to see each one of them guns, and lo and behold, they had both. First one I pick up and hold is the car. You know, nice, small, good sights. It has, well, I don't know, the 2-dot sights where you put the front dot on top of the rear dot. Felt pretty good in my hand. You know, I think those are like a striker fired pistol, and I won't have the real long trigger pull. Excuse me, trigger pull. And I looked down at the price tag, $600, $599. So I said, yep. So I set it down, picked up the Sig, was holding. I was like, man, because when I held that thing, like I say, back in January, that I can't explain how good it felt in my hand. And for a little tiny gun, yeah, only, you know, 2 of my fingers fit on the grip, my pinky hangs off, the whole 9 yards, but it just was very, very comfortable. And I picked that thing up and I gripped it and held it, and I was like, oh yeah. Oh yeah, you know. And as I kind of looked at it, I really didn't want to look at the price tag because I just knew it was going to be as much as the car or even more. So I finally did. I looked down at the price tag. Well, the price tag on the Sig was $499. And that kind of took me back. I'm thinking, man, they got this mismarked. And it didn't matter. Well, I got my motor running. I was like, oh, son of a bitch. You know, this is really, really pushing me now. So I asked him if I could put it on layaway. You know, I called my wife, say this is what I want to do, after she had her fit for about 20 seconds. She really wasn't too bad. I told her, I said, no, I'll just wait. She said, no, go in, put it on layaway. Whenever you sell your other gun, she said, go get it out. So that's what I did. I went and put $200 down on this, put it on layaway. And I went home, made some phone calls, and within a couple hours I had my LCP and my kel-tec PF9 both sold. And I sold the kel-tec because I got to thinking on the drive home from the gun shop, I was like, you know, I have a SR9 9mm compact model, and I have the kel-tec PF9. And I was like, do I really need or want those 2 particular 9mm? And my answer was no. So I decided, you know, I'm going to try and pedal both of them. And I did. I come home, made a phone call, got a phone call back, took them out, sold them both. 2 different guys, gave me cash, boom, sold them, turned right around, went down, picked this up. So this is what I got, if you haven't figured it out already, which I'm sure you have. And I just got home with this about 30 minutes ago. I got a Sig P238. This has got all your typical stuff in it. My recipe book. And they make different versions of this 238. You can get it with a rainbow slide, you can get it 2-tone, you can get it with wood grips, aluminum grips. And I know that this one that I did get is one of the less expensive, because this is not, and I don't like 2-tone. I do not like, and that's just me. That's just me. All of my semi-automatic handguns I have are all, you know, black. I don't know why. It's just one of them things. I don't like the looks of them. I just don't. My little revolver is all stainless. That's fine. But whenever you get 2-tone, whenever you have this here black and this here, you know, bright, I don't know. I just don't like it. I just prefer it all to be like this. But this has got the aluminum grips. It's got the nitrite. I think that's what they call it, a nitrite or nitron or something finish on it. See if I can do this here. 3-dot sights. Actually has some, you know, real decent sights on it. I don't own a 1911. I understand the battery of arms on this is quite a bit like a 1911. This is designed to be carried cocked and locked, so on and so forth. But you know, typical Sig. I mean, I knew this going in. You get 1 magazine for it. The gun shop didn't have any. The lady in there that owns the shop said, you know, I get them when I can, but they're not easy to get. So I know I'm going to be buying another one of these high-dollared mags. I know that these are not cheap, but you know, price you pay, I guess. I asked to see like a Walther PPK. They didn't have one. You know, in a small gun, I think I would be super hard pressed to find a small gun that is as comfortable in my hand as this is. It's brand new. It's never even had any ammo in it. But this one is single action only. Carry it cocked and locked like that. That's going to be different. On my next video, I'm going to run out of time. You know, I'll kind of go over a few of the specifics. It won't be near as long as this one. You know, I'm not going to go into breakdown or anything. But I guess actually I got some time. I may not be able to do everything I wanted, but I got some time. Let's swing this over to here. Let's just see. No magazine. 12.5 ounces. Okay. .7 with a magazine. What do I got? I got about 3 minutes left. This is what I wanted to do. I wanted to show you a loaded weight with a full mag. So let me try and stick 6 of these Hornady personal defense rounds in here. Sorry for the delay. If I had 2 magazines, I could have had one loaded, sitting ready, and one empty one to show you the different weights all the way around, but nope, can't have that. I'm getting these things loaded here. I'm trying to anyways. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It ought to take one more. Stinking magazine's got some sharp ass edges on it, I'll tell you that. Okay, where are we at? Okay, it's fully loaded magazine. 6 in the magazine, none of course in the chamber. So fully loaded, 15.7 ounces. So, you know, I went from a 9mm in that Kel-Tec PF9 that I think his loaded weight was right around this, and now I'm down to a 380. Now I'm down to a 380 at about the same weight. But you know, I just felt that it was something that I really needed to do, something I wanted to do. Like I said, ever since I was looking at these stinking things, this here is the 380 I wanted to get. If Glock made a 380, I'm about 98% sure I would have a Glock 380. But they don't have one available in the States, as you all know. Europe has them, but we don't really understand that crap. But anyway, that is what it is, and that's the way that it is. But I'm excited, man. I am real excited. I've heard some bad things about SIGs, but I've heard more good than bad. You know, we'll see. I always like to be my own tester, unless just everybody and their brother is saying that this particular gun is a piece of crap. Then, you know, I'll probably take their word for it. But SIG is just too big of a name to just take, you know, a few people's word and say these things aren't worth the money and they're not this and they're not that. Anyway, I'm at 14.5 minutes, and I hope this actually does let you go to 15 now. But I just want to share this with y'all. Man, can't believe I got it. Anyway, thanks for watching. Y'all have yourself a good one. And thanks for the subscriptions and the good comments. I really do appreciate it, guys. Take care.